All right. It's been a long time since I've made a real video about new books or a haul or just anything really comic book related. I've just kind of been doing a lot of watching and observing, and I just haven't really felt called to make a video. But this is Gotham Comics. I'm back right now, and it's a pretty special video. The title really tells you everything you need to know. How I got my Hulk 181. It's a story I want to share because it happened today, and I'm still really excited. So today, the 18th of November, 2020, in a year that's been really unpredictable, another unpredictable thing happened. I got my Hulk 181. So how did that happen? The way I see it, there are really three ways to get this book. Way number one, you bought it off the newsstand. Way number two, you spent a lot of money on it. Way number three, you were really lucky and didn't spend a lot of money on it. I think I'm in between way number two and way number three. So basically, I have a subscription at my local comic book store. Last week, for those of you who subscribe to Amazing Spider-Man, there were two issues that came out. There was the Amazing Spider-Man issue 52, and there is a companion comic that came with it. It's Amazing Spider-Man Last Remains Point 52 or something like that. Side note, if you're not reading Amazing Spider-Man, I'm really enjoying it. It's been a fun read. I've been looking forward to getting it every week. But Diamond Distributor, which distributes most comics to your local comic book stores, neglected to send the Last Remains companion issue to a lot of stores in my area. So I went to my store where I've got my pull list. I got my 52 last week, but they didn't have my Last Remains. So today, when I went to get my issue 53, I said, "Hey, did you guys get the Last Remains yet?" No. So I was like, okay, looks like I gotta go dig this out somewhere else. So I went to another store, not at all far from my house, maybe a 15-minute drive, looking for this Last Remains issue because, I'm really enjoying the story. So I walk in, and what do you know? There's no Last Remains. But what I do notice is a gentleman at the end of the store at a table with a Hulk 181, and he's putting it in Mylar. And I'm like, oh my God, what is that? Is that a Hulk 181? And he's like, yup, very excited. He told me right away, this is an upgrade for me, and I'm just really stoked. And I'm like, oh my God, congratulations, like, that is really nice. I said, do you mind if I take a closer look? He said, yeah, of course. It was in Mylar. I didn't take it out or anything, but, you know, there was minimal wear on it. The stamp was still inside, and I would grade it an 8.5. Now, I do not own, prior to today, I did not own a Hulk 181. This store has a lot of back issues, but this is not the sort of book, there are not a lot of books like this, you know, the over $200 and over $1,000 books do not come into this store too often. So I said, hey, the buyer who had upgraded the book, I said, hey, by any chance, did you already own a copy of this book? And he said, yeah, actually, I'm trading my current copy to the store to get this upgrade. And I said, really? He said, yeah, go talk to the manager. So I went right up to the counter and I said, hey, you know, I know this isn't really any of my business right now, and that, you know, this is your transaction, but that gentleman told me that he's got his Hulk 181 that he's trading as kind of collateral to pay down his upgrade. And the store owner, really nice, said, yeah, but it's not priced yet because we haven't come to an agreement yet. And I said, well, you know, I'm here, so I'd like first dibs if you can get it priced today. He said, yeah, you know, it'll only take a few minutes. So I said, great. So I waited around. Now, keep in mind, it's Wednesday. It's New Comic Book Day. It's the middle of the afternoon. I'm expecting people to come in through the door. And it's not that everybody can afford a Hulk 181 necessarily, but, you know, they're going to start to hum and ha, and maybe the owner gets second thoughts about how he's going to price it. this book, it kind of speaks for itself. Um, in a lot of ways, it goes for what it goes for. I think with the cover on, this is, you know what it goes for. You can check eBay. Um, but no one really came into the store. It was just me and the guy who bought the book and the manager. So after a few minutes, I heard them agree to a price. I didn't hear it in my head, but the guy left. He was happy. He got his 8.5, 9.0 upgrade. And this is sitting on the counter. So I walk up to the manager and I said, all right, is it price? The manager says, yep. I said, all right, what's the price? Now, before I tell you the price, let me just say I personally grade this at a 4, maybe 4.5. It is complete. The value stamp is in here. There is no restoration. It could use a press, but it doesn't need one right now. The major flaw with this, and it's got some wear along the spine. It's got the little bit of a spine roll, but I'm fairly confident giving this a 4.5. The flaw with this is that the centerfold is detached at the bottom staple, but everything else is cleanly attached. No funny business whatsoever. So seller goes, well, we priced it at 1,000, but I can go a little lower. So we eventually agreed on a cash price of $800. I PayPal'd him right away, and this book became mine. Now, I had just a little under $800 in my PayPal because I've been selling lots of books. Earlier this year, I traded my Amazing Spider-Man 14 for a bigger book, and I don't regret it, but I want to replace the 14. So that's going to have to wait. I was halfway there, I think, to getting an Amazing Spider-Man 14 I wanted, but instead, I got this Hulk 181. I am very excited about this. Usually, anything kind of detached at the centerfold is a no-go for me, but this one, you don't just see this book at this price and assuming you have a job and aren't in any kind of debt, that you should buy this. One of my friends owns the store that I went to this morning looking for my subscription, and he told me, if you're ever in a jam and you don't have the money, call me. I'll spot you and get you a book like this. So, yeah, that's how I got my Hulk 181. And I guess the main takeaway here is that, $800 is definitely real money, but that is a phenomenal price, number one. The real message from this story I want to relay is that sometimes the books kind of find you. There have been a lot of times when I didn't know I was going to go get a book or that a book would cross my path, but a book did cross my path. And today was that day. I didn't wake up this morning saying I'm going to go get a Hulk 181. There wasn't a day this year that I thought that I would go out and get a Hulk 181. This guy, he just got this collection in and he priced it very aggressive. And I was the first one through the door to make him an offer. So that's the story. Am I lucky? I would say I'm lucky in the sense that the book was made accessible to me today because, maybe in the future I'm the second guy through the door. I'm not lucky in the sense that I got a great price. It's a great price. It is, but it's not like I paid $5 for it at the flea market. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. But this book is now in my collection, and I'm pretty stoked. So comment, subscribe, whatever. I'm going to have one more video this year. It's going to probably be a 2020 recap because I actually did pretty well this year. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, whoever does. Take care, everybody.